Whew. Hello and good morning, my crafty creatures. Just as I was hitting the transition button, a very loud fan belt, or sounds like the serpentine belt, of a car behind my house just decided to start squealing. So, yeah. So today we will be finishing 823. I know we just started it yesterday, but work has resolved itself. I did not have to work a double, as I am here. I'm relatively well rested. We have our normal crew down on the floor here. We have Mr. Czar, and we have Pixie crying at me in the doorway. Last night, I got all my work issues resolved. I didn't have to work a double, and I finished a baby dragon, which I'll show off later in the stream. So far it's been a good day. A little confusing. They're having some water work done up the road from us, and they didn't tell anyone, but they have opted to cut right into the road and stuff like that and block it off, and they just didn't tell anyone. So that's what we're dealing with in my world today. They started the day with using a a little backhoe to scrape there was enough sand that they just put the backhoe down and just shoveled, and like the backhoe actually could pick up some of the sand that was on my road, and I've stopped picking it up. Generally, when I have spoons and time, which when I have spoons, time, and fucks, I get shit done. But a lot of the time, when I have the time, I don't have the spoons or the fucks. So it tries to balance itself out. But I just hadn't gotten around to it, and they cleaned it up today. So saved me having to do it. Or skip 1 and 1. But yeah, 823 is a really big filler color. We're going to get rid of a lot of the white within the ear. At least the very tippy top of the ear. I'm pretty sure we're going to get rid of a lot of the white in and around the sides too. So I went through all the little colors, and I wrote down the ones that had like 5 stitches or less, so I can get those done either before a stream or after a stream, or maybe even on a Wednesday. I don't know. Who knows? So that when I get to that point, I don't have to be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm switching colors for the 5th time. Because switching colors takes a while. Ah. I have my little teacup dragon that I'm almost done his body part. So I'm hoping to finish that today. And then I have to get my shipments ready. Mm-hmm. I need to dive into my inventory I'm working on the little baby sleeping dragons. I want to have 10 of those of various sizes and colors. I want to be back up to my 7 primary base level baby dragons, and maybe really okay. I support, like, there's a lot of like uh weightlifting gear that I think, because they're designed to help keep your shape. I think there's a lot of gear that you could totally use from the weightlifting world that would hold you upright and together relatively well. Mm-hmm. Doopy doo. Huh. They're at least they're getting creative with the ads that they're tossing on. It's them trying to figure out where my target audience is, and they're not going to find it because my target audience is wild and crazy. and and I love y'all, but I know you guys and myself included are not rich enough to afford luggage sets. Oh, yeah. So I started. I need to get the big part of my jewelry box project out of my craft staging area because I've got the legs all done. That was the big part, is I got the legs all done. So I now need to get the core of it all done so I can start doing awesome things to it. Food and crafts, absolutely. Uh so so now that I need to get 7 more of these done before August 1st. This is my latest one. Super cute. They're super little. They're not big. I know I make a lot of very large dragons, but these guys are super little. They're super cute. And they have by far the most fucking sewing. These guys have more sewing to do than my big dragons. Like, cute, absolutely. Pain in the ass to make, absolutely. But they sell real well. Please hold. Jules is having technical difficulties. Or some severe lag. Not quite sure. I personally, I am a box girl. If I have a very small suitcase. I have a suitcase, and I have a small suitcase, and I have big backpacks. Um, but the more laughable for me is travel. Pfft, my bank account tells me I have enough money to get to work. I got mine at Martin's close to 20 years ago. Mostly because I was like, hey, I need a suitcase. And it really is. It's a weekender suitcase. Like, goodness save me if I actually have to pack anything important. I'll have to borrow luggage. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna do the halvesies across here if I can. And then I'm gonna go down a little side peak here. Yeah, I some days I get that sometimes my bank account tells me that, and then I laugh at it and go, well, I have my degree, and you're still telling me? Yeah, I'm still fighting with Nelnet. And it's not necessarily fighting, it's it's negotiating. Because I'm a very honest person. Don't ever ask me something that you're not ready for the truth on. Will I try to buffer it to make it a little kinder? Absolutely. I am not out to hurt anybody's feelings. And if I am, by the time that I reach that point, you know that I'm out to hurt your feelings, and don't be dumb. Otherwise, I am just answering your question with the most sincere honesty that I can. So, I have been trying to negotiate my student debt, and I still have about 60,000 of it, and that's okay. It is what it is. And I was trying to get ahead of the game to start, like, setting up, okay, I only make this much, what payment plan should I be on? Because I had until November. So I started being proactive, and apparently Nelnet took that as, oh, she wants to give us money now. And I was floored, because I mean, they asked for my income and everything like that, and I put both myself and husband creature's income together. The problem being is we haven't melded our finances. Take that as you will, judge as you will. My finances are mine and his are his. We contribute to what we need together, but I still have a lot of trust issues, so that's one of the reasons I personally don't combine my money. Um, It's nothing on about husband. This is a completely me issue. Um, and but so I put his income in because as household income, as a household, that is our income. And they turn around and they're like, oh, so you can afford almost $1,000 a month. I'm like, the fuck I can, because the thing is repayment doesn't, and especially things like student loans, they don't take into consideration anything other than what you make and what you can afford to pay. They don't take into consideration you having to buy food, bills, stuff like. They don't take that into consideration. They really don't. So I had to call them up and they're like, oh, hey, so you're going to have to redo all your financial information and just say you don't have access to his information. Which to me, I do have access to his information. I just don't have access to his money, nor do I want access to his money because I'm the breadwinner in this household. But I digress. I digress. So I redo it all and they're like, okay, so you're good. And here's your new payment. And it's not, you don't have to start paying till October. I'm like, okay. And mind you, I've only put it into deferment, or I know that I'm still gaining interest and stuff like that. And that's not a problem because I have accepted my lot in life that I'm going to be paying bills forever. But it's just like, it's just so ridiculous. I pay all the bills except for car insurance and cell phone. And yeah. And we split groceries. Like, groceries are ridiculous right now, and especially with my special needs eating. I'm significantly the breadwinner. But my goal is to pay off my car. Soon my washer and dryer will be paid off, so that's great. This month, um, actually, yeah, I'll have it paid off before September, which is great. Um, but once my car's paid off, and I've been chipping away at things like credit card, and I like to open the door and talk about debt because too many people have shamed debt and put it into a bad dark corner that we don't talk about in public. I am not a rich person. I sometimes have to spin the wheel, and I do also try to enjoy my life because I'm already getting a nerfed one. I'm gonna have fun with it. um, See, husband creature and I filed jointly as well. That's why I put it in there. But at the same time, I don't have like we don't have a shared bank account. Nothing like that. Like, we just file our taxes jointly for the tax benefits. But I la 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 la. It's I'm just slowly paying it off. Like, what's terrifying? What is terrifying is my entire debt. my car, my house, and my student loans, and even like the little ones like the loan I took out for the washer dryer and my credit card debt. Oh, well, um, even with all of that debt, like all of my debt, all of it, is still less than a single family home in America. All of my combined debt currently is at about $155,000. All of it. But I also work very hard not to go into stupid amounts of debt. I have been blessed. My father paid off half of my student loans, so that gave me a edge up. I happen to have a nice clean white name when I went for all of my stuff, because remember folks, all of this, I got the Irish skin tone. I'm not I'm genetically not a white person. uh I sh- I showed the government all of my tax stuff. I did. I was like, "Here, look at it all." And then they accepted my, "Hey, I can't pay you this much. What do I need to do to get it knocked down to a lower amount?" Because I'm like, I want to pay. I am 16. I am 16 payments away from public loan, the public service loan forgiveness. There's nothing more in this world that I would love to do than to make those 16 payments. Nothing more. Because then I just have my fucking house to pay off. And then I'd start paying that down. Because I do, where I can, I paid extra. Like, my washer dryer loan is only $96 a month. I pay $100 a paycheck because I didn't want that loan. I did not, I needed it because I needed the washer and the dryer. I did not want that loan, so I am paying it down faster than even my credit cards, which I know pay the highest interest rate down first. Once the bank loan is done, I will tackle the other two, and I'll overpay on them, and I'll get them down, because that's really all I have. Yeah, and I count myself very fortunate. I am very fortunate. I'm never gonna say, "Oh, woe is me." I am very fortunate. But at the same time, even fortunate people, it's still rough out there. I don't want to I don't want to downplay anybody else's struggling, but at the same time, I do everybody needs to acknowledge that they're not the only leaf in the tree. And I want people to be able to talk about it and to be like, "Oh, hey, this sucks." And just have it just to like, I don't need anybody going, I pay all my bills. All my bills are paid. I still have the opportunity to be generous where I can be. Some weeks are harder than others because sometimes I'm accidentally too generous, and I was like, it's like, ah, shit. But I get through it. Yeah, I got as much of a pain in the ass my house is. I am very fortunate to have it. I count my lucky stars every day. It keeps me dry, it keeps me warm. We're good. And it keeps me cool when I need it to. Yeah. Yep. I I know that my next few power bills are going to be redonkulous just because of the heat. Um this weekend in my overnights. I gotta do my research for my lifeguarding. I'll bring my tablet. Filling in the white spaces. Yeah, that would be rough for me. Like, I one of the reasons, like, I'm not I'm not on I want to have other options other than electric heat. That yeah, that's just a terrifying bill for me. Like, I actually I have to remember to call my eye doctor and toss $100 at him. I'll do that after stream today. Grab my wallet and call them and chip at that bill. Because I'll pay it all. I will pay it all off when I blah 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 when I go in next. But I'm getting really tired of having to pay so much. Okay, so again, I'm a little spoiled rotten. My electric bill for June is only no from because I just paid I just paid June's bill a couple weeks ago. Was only $250. But again, I have 2 people in my house. The power bill has now become what we used to pay in groceries every 2 weeks. But I also, in May, June, I had to pay the water bill and the sewer bill. So that came up. But still, my utility bills spread out over the course of a year are still less than monthly rents for 1-bedroom apartments. All of my bills, all of them combined, like the big ones, like the mortgage, electricity, propane, sewer, and water, if I divide that out over the course of 12 months, it is still less than a 1-bedroom apartment here. Two and three. Oh, I use solar power. I have My power bill is split between Next Amp and Versant. My Versant bill that I've gotten for July, I've gotten my July Versant bill, is only $22. I'll be getting my Next Amp bill within the next few days. And that's the one that's the heavy hitter, because I opted to get most of my power from Next Amp. I did it. Honestly, I signed up through Versant. They're like, "Hey, we're partnering with some solar people. What do you want to do?" And I'm like, "Sign me up." I still think we should do solar panels on our roads and our parking lots, because we could gain so much energy. Like, and they make some solar panels that are roadworthy. They're reprogrammable. I've shared this before. They are amazing things. For parking lots, they have LEDs in them so that you can program paint parking spots. If you need it for different events, you can program the tiles to show up different. You can make the parking lot look different. You never have to paint it again. And if something happens to a tile, they are removable. They're interlocking, but they're removable, so you can use a tool, pull one up, put a new one down, lock it back in, replacement. And it would create a lot of jobs up front. It would create a lot of jobs keeping it going, because we have a lot of parking lots in this world. We have a lot of roadways. The upfront cost and the job creation would last decades, and we could slowly transition whatever we're using, like the oil and the fuel industry, like those jobs could be transitioned over into those particular, like attaching. We could have all of our power lines underground, because they have conduit structures on the sides of the roads. They could be underground. They could be nice and sealed. But people look at the upfront costs and go, "Oh, that's too expensive." No. Over the course of ages, it's nothing. Oh yeah, I have heard that. Like, yeah. Yeah. And our power grid is failing. Like, all over the world, power grid is. But I am truly passionate about the solar roadway / parking lots, because they are really cool. And the idea of less power outages, because you don't have to worry about tree branches hitting things. And you don't need to worry about plow trucks, because they have ambient heat, because of the solar panels. They keep themselves warm, so they actually melt. And I don't know all the finer details. Like, it could be in only like sorry, dragon. It could be like Tennessee winter and not New Brunswick winter. And I don't know those details. Maybe that's something that they're still working on improving. But at the same time, they are thick enough to withstand a plow truck. Because what it is, it's a solar panel on the very bottom, and then there's a layer of the programmable LED lights over the course of the solar panel, and then it's like 3 inches of a very tough resin kind of deal, maybe a plastic, something like that. And yeah, it's so cool. Like, it's technology worth exploring, but it's not cheap. So people are like, "No, we'll continue just to use tar, and we'll pay." Okay, well, have a good nap. I'm gonna I'm gonna work on this color. I'm gonna fill in the holes. I'm gonna stab stuff. I'm gonna stab stuff over and over and over again. I try to have a calming voice. I try to bring peace, joy, and happiness with a lot of sarcasm into the world. Most of the time I succeed. And that's why I take it as a big compliment when people are like, "You make me fall asleep." That is the best thing for me. Using this little short piece of string to get all the outlier. Because it wouldn't be a heaven and earth sign without 50 billion outliers. Yes, yes, I am a safe place. I will forever be a safe place, and I will eat the souls of anybody trying to invade my safe place. Channel your inner Cesar. I don't know if you're still looking at the screen, but he is conked right out. Like, he is. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Let's see if I can. Nope. I'm gonna have to pull this piece of string out. There we go. We've been activated. We've been activated to remember something for somebody else. I just I'm so angry about that. Like yeah, yeah. And I understand you're angry too. Don't get me wrong. Not trying to take away from your fiery fury, but I am angry about that entire situation. Those burns were awful. Like, just remember, Dragon. Just remember, psychological warfare. Psychological warfare is far more damaging than physical warfare because you can heal physical wounds. Psychic wounds are a whole lot harder to heal. Remember that. And if you need help, I will talk to you somewhere else. I always tell people I will never be outright violent. I have no urge to harm or cause physical pain. Now, physical pain. I'm the queen of fuck games. And it starts off with mildly inconveniencing people. Because even if someone's not OCD, every human being has a routine. Every human being has a routine. Mess with that routine a little bit. Start with that. Make your way up. But I'm also going to preface this with everything has a price. Everything has a price. Or I'm going to postscript it with everything has a price. Mm-hmm. I hear gears turning. Mm-hmm. I support this goal. My goal for the day is to not work a double. That is my goal for every day this week. because this is my 12-hour weekend. So my goal for this week is to not work any doubles, to do my 3 to 11s, no matter what I'm doing, to do my 3 to 11s, and then be on my merry way. And how the government's system is fucked up. Like, let's allow for that level of grace. Is the SSI system is fucked because the people making the rules are assholes. I might be a little bitter about Social Security. I want Social Security to morph into universal base income. Because, mind you, I would still work. Even if I had a level of income, I would still work. Because I like to. I would just probably drop down to part-time instead of 60 hours a week. Have you tried writing out the months and then like arrows to the corresponding month? Oh. Like putting like November and then drawing an arrow to whatever this month is. July? Sorry. That might work. It might not, but it might. Diagrams. Okay. I've now lost myself. I found me. Wow. Wow. Okay. You win with that one. I think after stream today, I'm gonna try to tackle all the colors that have one to five stitches. Adds a little bit of zazzy, zazzle. Doopy doopy doo. Doopy doopy doo. So no stream tomorrow, and long stream on Thursday. I'm gonna try to get the work in progress pictures up, but try all I might not actually get there. Yep, I remember hearing the after, or reading the after bits about that. I can't even, like, I am so white girl, I can't even. And we just talked about how I'm not actually white. that, my friends, is an experience. And I also think that people with lighter skin tones that actually don't carry the genetic package need to start using their power, because I love, it's become one of my favorite things when people start talking, oh well, those brown people, you, unfortunately I live in an area where that happens more than I care to admit. I like looking them dead in the eye and going, you know I'm not white, right? Shuts them up real fast. Oh, I didn't mean. Oh, they backtrack faster than. You understand that I am not of the white persuasion, correct? Oh, it's so much fun. It is so much fun. But yeah, I understand your frustration about. There's no reason. There's no reason for any of it, and yeah. Having to explain to someone something. Oh. And don't ask me to connect the dots on that, because I can't. And I know how much of a mama bear you are, so I know that if you, yeah. Oh, okay. What line? What line did I just get done doing? Okay, so. Mm-hmm. I am very. I'm wondering why my AC is kicking out as much cold air as it is, because it's not that hot outside, and my AC is pumping out cold air like it's nobody's business. Might actually have to walk over and turn it down. That's how bad it is right now. Actually, I'm gonna do that. Go clean. Go girl. Go girl. It's a clean time. I'll be chipping away at clean time too. When I'm all done, I will be doing some clean. But this is my stitch time. I can't believe it's only. I know it's only 11, so I've only been on for an hour. One of those time slips. I feel like I've been on for so much longer. Not complaining, because I really like to cross stitch. But it does feel weird. Oh, someone set off all the dogs in the neighborhood. Except for mine, funny enough. They're being good dogs, and they will not cave to peer pressure. Go! Go clean! Clean like you've never cleaned before! And I know you've cleaned before. But go! Go! Run like the wind! Clean like the wind, dragon! Mm-hmm. I had two bumps of tape on the side. Accidentally yoinked. I guess I used one. Okay. I'm gonna have to bobbin up a new round of 823 anyway. Oh my goodness. Dog hair. Dog hair everywhere. Only reason I know it's not me hair is because it's white. The dogs have become very offended by whatever happens to be outside right now. There's lots of loud vehicles. Like we've been having airplanes and helicopters and big trucks and all kinds of fun stuff. Now, what is the toy that is the bane of your existence? For my mother, it was Legos. Because I built lots of other toys with Legos. Yeah, they see. I loved cars. I love the cars growing up too. Like that, mind you, I was. This actually leads me into a kind of funny story. Well, I loved Legos. I loved being able to build. The wooden blocks were also something my mother stepped on. But when I was little, I didn't have a whole lot of toys. Like when I was your boys, when I was the boys, yeah, that we're gonna skip over that. When I was their age, I didn't have a lot of toys. Um, and so I had like 25 Legos, which I literally made stick figures. I made a stack of Legos, and they were all varying heights. And I had the little the slant side ones, and those were the feet. So those were my stick figures, and I had 3 My Little Ponies. Those were my toys. I remember them very distinctly. Stuffed animals are easier to step on. Let's be fair about that. Stuffed animals hurt a lot less on the feet. So I I was talking to my coworker, who I should mention, she is 19. My coworker is 19 years old. She was listening to TV theme songs from her childhood. And she's like, "Do you remember watching this show?" I'm like, Becca, honey, when you were a child, I was in college. I am I am 23 years older than you. She just kind of, she has the most beautiful doe eyes. Like, she'll just sit there. She has the perfect pose. She just stops and she just stares at you with those big young doe eyes. And she's like, "Oh, I forget." And I'm like, "Oh, bless your heart, you sweet thing, but I am twice your age." Yeah, and yeah, I get that. But she was playing like Kids of Liberty, and I pulled up Captain Planet, and she was confused by that. And I'm like, "How about Carmen Sandiego?" Because she was a PBS kid, and everybody who is a PBS kid knows Rockapella, Carmen Sandiego, and we bonded over that. But she just giggles like it's the sweetest thing for me to be like, "Yo, girl, I was in college when your kid shows were out." So no, I don't fully acknowledge ever seeing any of these. Some of them legit. I watched some of the shows that she watched growing up, hands down, but not all of them. Okay, I did get just one lesson to the end. I watched Gullah Gullah Island. I don't know why I watched Gullah Gullah Island. I think because it was colorful and um there were songs, and let's be fair, it was colorful and there were songs all about it. I I've been stumbling on some of the old Nickelodeon shows like Roundhouse. That actually that documentary that I watched last night was the reason I was up until 12:30. And I know that doesn't sound late, but I generally am at least laying in bed by 11:30. But yeah, I remember Roundhouse growing up, and I found out like Nickelodeon did Roundhouse dirty. Is all I got to say to that. And but just sitting and absorbing the fact that I have I have a coworker who legitimately could be my child, even a reasonable age of having a child, because she's 20 and I'm 44. I'm gonna be 44, so I could have had her at a reasonable child. I wouldn't have to be a teenager to have her and have her be that age. And I'm like, I do not want to be a mother figure for you. I want to be your crazy aunt. That is my role in life. I am everybody's crazy aunt. Hands down, Ra is the crazy aunt. My stuffies have their containment unit. I want to get another containment unit because I still have more stuffies, but there's stuffy containment number one. Actually, I should do that. I have another. I have another round of stuffies that need to be up in the air. They're dusty up there, but I My mother has it at her house and she will not give it to me. But I have a gorgeous wooden toy box. I think it's a family heirloom is the reason why I don't have it. Um but I had it doubled as a bench. It was solid wood. It is not mass produced stuff. It is gorgeous. And well, my sister, and I also like the toy box my sister had, which was a I don't even know if Play School's still around. It was a Play School plastic toy box. It's the plastic toy box. It is white, green, and blue, and it's just so functional. And it was super duper tough. I think she still has that toy box too. I think both of us still have our respective toy boxes, but she gets to take hers because it's Play School, and I can't because I had a nice toy box that my mother likes. But the Play School toy box, I'll keep my eyes out. If I find one, I'll send it to you. Because it also breaks down. It's like IKEA for toddlers. Oh, now I'm all riled about my toy box. Of course. Of course, I would love to hear some good news followed by some what the fuck news because that welcome to my life. I'm glad. That is good news. Woo! Now it makes me worry about the WTF news. Well, I mean, I don't like the idea of you dying, don't get me wrong. But honestly, I probably would have done the same thing. I would have shared that I had cancer. but I don't like to worry people unnecessarily. So I I totally understand why you might not have been like, "Hey, I'm going to share the whole thing." Um my nana did that. Is she had breast cancer. And she told me, she's like, "Sarah, I got to tell you, I have breast cancer." And I'm like, "Okay. Are you okay?" She's like, "Yeah, it's not an aggressive form. It's not genetic, so you shouldn't have to go get tested." And I'm like, "Okay." And she's like, "I don't," and it was very low key. Like, cuz I don't overreact. Cancer is a thing. Cancer is just a group of abnormal cells growing where they shouldn't be growing. Yeah, exactly. Like I and 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 that's something that I deal with a lot, is when I'm speaking about my chronic illnesses, or like anything to do with my existence, because my existence is special. I'm not looking for pity. I'm trying to express that I do understand what people are going through, and awareness. Because one of the people who inspired me to start doing this stream was, she had chronic pain. She had chronic pain to the point where there were some days she couldn't get out of bed. But because she had all of her faculties and she was very intelligent, very articulate, and some days she could get up and run a marathon. But not every day. And with her chronic pain, the fact that people would see her some days on her good days and be like, "Well, you can't be in pain. That's stupid." And then they'd get mad at her. And it's kind of like my friend Kate. She has chronic pain, and some days she can do stuff, some days she can't. And so I don't pity. Do what you can, how you can, and I support you. Oh yeah, I absolutely understand, dude. And sometimes I hate to say it, sometimes I just don't share. Because I don't want to take away from someone's I don't want to take away from someone expressing themselves. And that's been a hard one for me. Is I want to share. I want to make people feel like they're not alone. There are people that I encounter pretty regularly, mostly at work, to be fair, that they don't want to share the experience. They want to be the only special snowflake. They want to be the victim. They want to have the pity. They want to have all of that. And you know what? I let them, because I don't give pity, and it's so funny when they try to get it from me. They get so mad. They get so mad when I don't have pity. I still treat them with kindness and respect, but I do not pity people. And I have to get down. I have to go up and down a lot at my job. Mostly because most of the little old ladies are like 3 feet tall. No, they're closer to 4. Stretch. And I get the look at me different thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But because I have, it's a weird balance. If I sit still for too long, I'm in pain. If I move too much, I'm in pain. And it just is. Like I can't get a doctor to, and I can't afford to go to a specialist And I want to be clear, it's not that my doctor is not willing to try to get me diagnosed, it's that my insurance will not cover me getting diagnosed. Like, I need to get my blood panel done, and I can't because my insurance doesn't pay for my blood work that I need to continue balancing out all my levels. Um, so my doctor is willing. I just can't afford it. I mean, it is a Hobbit retirement home. It's someplace I feel tall. So, quick poll: should I pack for a double tonight? Because I know one of the 3 overnights is all set, but the other 2 overnights I'm still kind of iffy about. I think I should pack just in case. I think I should just prepare for doubles just in case. It's really sad that I have to prepare for doubles. Like, most of the time it's simply just packing more food, packing some more entertainment stuff. I have enough works in progress that that's generally not too much of an issue. I have my little flower dragon that I'm gonna work on. I have diamond art magnets already packed. They're one of my at work only things. I have a book. I have my phone. I'm probably gonna pack some more. No, I have embroidery floss so I can work on ear. I need to pack the earring hardware is what I need to do. I didn't pack the earring hardware last night, so I didn't get to do any of that. But I've been contemplating bringing some seed beads so I can maybe do some seed bead crochet. Some embellished crochet. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. I went back to where I didn't want to be, so I'm gonna jump back, and this is gonna be the end of my string, at least for this piece. I'm gonna pull more string because I meant to get the random outlying stitches. I might clean. I don't want to bog myself down in chores today. I did quite a few chores this weekend. I did a few yesterday. I did a few outside chores yesterday. That was rough. I should tackle my outside chores that I have. Maybe I'll just fill my bird feeders and throw stuff for the dogs. Oh, it's the end of a bobbin. End of a bobbin. I just have to bobbinate some more. And rest assured, I absolutely have more 823. There will be a new bobbin. Where did I put it? Oh, really? And thank you for coming, Dragon. Okay. Let's see. It's 11:30. I'm gonna go bare minimum until the piece of string that I'm currently working on is all done. The one that I just loaded. So it may get us down to the very bottom here. It may not. Who knows? Because it's just in the vein there. It's filling in the gaps. And the next page is the last page on the row. And it's gonna be a lot of 939. La 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 la. Ooh, I get to skip a row. Oh my goodness. That doesn't happen very often. Okay, 4 and 3. Oh. La la la. Gotta move my magnifying glass down a little bit. I can see the bottom. Make sure I'm in the right spot. Okay, I got lost there. I was like, oh my goodness. I've also wandered into one of those areas where I messed up somewhere and I'm not sure where. So I'm just kind of working around it. I found where I messed up and I'll fix it. Well, I found where I lost myself and I found myself. Reached an area where there's a lot of swapsy doodles going on. Where one row has one more stitch than it needs it, and the row under has one less. So I'm taking it where I can get it. All the shading. All the shading. Feeling kind of impressed with my stitch count today, too. But we'll stitch until 10 of, or my string runs out, whichever hits first. I don't think I'm gonna reach the bottom. I don't think I have enough string. I'm gonna try though. Gonna try. I'm running short on the string. So close. That's so frustrating. The reason I want to end on like being able to disconnect my string is I do plan on doing some of the smaller colors, and I hate having to cut a thread that I just put in. So I'm like, nope. Once it's cut, it's done for the day. So I'm running low. I'm running low on my string. I think I can get this. Oh my god, you said. I think I can get this area done. I need to also have enough to leave a half, so I know where I am. I'm gonna leave 3 halves. And right where right, so I can see. Okay. So we started off today at 12.62%. My goal for July is 13. And let me mark off what I just got done and hit the check mark. We are up to 12.73%. I got 318 stitches done today, so I'm very pleased with that. Whew. It is a very nice day out. I'm going to try to enjoy a little bit of outside before I have to go into work. I hope everybody has a phenomenal day. Remember to drink your water, take your meds, be kind to yourself without harming others, be kind to others without harming yourself. I will be back on Thursday for my long stream from 3 to 11. 3 to 11 is my work shift from 9 to noon. And I hope to see everybody. Thank you for the gift of your time. It is the best thing you could ever give me. I will see everybody on the flip